Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be talking about nakshatras. What exactly is a nakshatra? Now, I'm sure most of us would have known what is a constellation. A constellation is a group of stars put together to create an imaginary object in the sky. Okay, for example, in the night sky, if you these are stars, and if you connect those stars, you will form a picture. Now this imaginary picture or imaginary object in the sky is called a constellation. There are 88 constellations in the sky. This is called the Big Dipper. Now if you ask anyone in Sydney or even in New York or Alaska what is a Big Dipper, they will identify this as or they will map on the sky as where the stars are. The Big Dipper is one of the examples. There are many more, and these are standard names used in the astronomical world or in modern science. If you ask anybody what is a Big Dipper, where it is located, they will show you exactly, because it's the standard that we use now. However, if I were to change this and I look at the stars and I say, no, I don't want to call it the Big Dipper, I want to call it the chef's knife. I want to call it the chef's knife. It's up to me, right? And if I ask someone, can you show me where the chef's knife is, and they would say, no, it doesn't make sense, there's no such thing. But as far as I'm concerned, there is. Now the chef's knife, it's an example name that I'm using here, is called an asterism. It's not a constellation. It is using the same set of stars in a constellation, but with less number of stars in it. Okay, it's a subset of the constellation, an asterism. Now if we look what a nakshatra is an asterism. Constellation is a standard official usage, whereas the asterism is individual. Okay, now a nakshatra is an asterism because it's part of the huge constellation. For example, if it's Ashwini, the nakshatra Ashwini, it's part of the Aries constellation. Right? If Aries has 18 bright stars, of course the Luna mentions it's not based on the number of stars, like the constellation of Aries contains possibly infinite number of stars. But what we do is we take the brighter star. I think it's 18 bright stars there, and out of 18 bright stars in the Aries, Ashwini would take perhaps just 2 or 3, or perhaps just about 2 or 3 stars, and create an object, an imaginary object in the sky. So just to understand in this video, is a constellation is a huge number of stars. An asterism is part of the huge number of stars. They create a smaller object, and these smaller objects are not standard. I mean, we can use it for anything, for specifics and so on. So a nakshatra is an asterism. Okay, I hope that I've somewhat explained what is a nakshatra and hopefully the next upcoming videos I would be able to produce more examples, to even to make this explanation clearer. Anyways, thank you, and please subscribe to my channel.